Luke Sherman TV here with Chris Millington. So, playoff defeat. What are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, just disappointed. I've got to be honest. I didn't see it coming tonight. I was absolutely convinced we were going to progress. But I thought, credit to Solihull. I thought they were fantastic. I thought especially the way they started, very bright, moved the ball really well. We looked a bit leggy, and I say that cautiously because we've promised each other as a group that there would be no excuses, and it isn't meant as an excuse. It's meant as a genuine factor in why we started so slow. And but all credit to Solihull. I thought they were fantastic, and even if we'd have been at our best tonight, even if we'd have been 100 mile an hour full on Halifax Town, it'd have still been a really tough ask because they were so good tonight. So credit to them.
Yeah, obviously don't want to make those excuses, but certainly did feel like the recent heavy schedule has caught up with the lads.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Because when we were playing a game every 2 days last week, we were bright and energetic, and then we've had a couple of days rest, and all of a sudden it looked like it caught up with us. So I don't know. I mean, I'll have to try and work it out, and I'm not sure I've got the answer, but maybe it was just one game too many.
And looking at the game, obviously it was a relatively positive start, but then the damage really was done before the 20th minute.
To some degree, I mean, listen, we could have still have got back in it. So we've conceded goals that we'd rather not be conceding. But even at half time and talking to the lads, I still, I said and I believed in my heart of hearts that we could go on and win the game. I really believe we could, and I think at moments it looked like we might well do that, even against the run of play. A couple of good goals, and we worked incredibly hard to keep the pressure on and do everything we can to try and pen them in. But the reality is, it was just probably one game too far.
It's got the lifeline just before the break, and then certainly in the second half seemed the more likely to score. What a goal it was from Florent to make it 3-2.
Yeah, and listen, I've mentioned in other interviews tonight, he probably epitomises the sort of fighting spirit of this group. He's popped his shoulder out and dislocated it any number of times so far in the last few months, and yet he makes himself available again and again, knowing that he's at risk of serious injury. We played an opposition last week who targeted that shoulder, and it felt like there was an intention there to try and affect it, but he makes himself available again for us today. Goes on, impacts the game in terms of how we were playing and getting us up the pitch and linking it for us, and obviously scores a wonderful goal. So, but he in doing that epitomises what this group's about. They've gone against the odds. They've gone toe to toe with everyone who's been put in front of them. Even tonight, when the chips are down and they're dead and buried by the scoreline, they still found a way to fight back and make a game of it, and arguably could have equalised had we had that little bit of luck. But luck's not something we get. Everything we achieve, we have to earn here, and unfortunately, we just weren't able to earn the victory tonight.
Yeah, and that 3-2 certainly seemed the more likely to go and find the next goal. Rob Harker hitting the crossbar, just wasn't to be tonight.
Yeah, listen, I think we work incredibly hard. The lads give everything, and I always feel like we don't seem to get the rub of the green that I think their effort and application deserves. That little bit of luck where you want it to just drop under the crossbar and it hits the crossbar, and one or two refereeing decisions that lead to, if not goals, then lead to momentum swings that put us under unnecessary pressure. And I feel, maybe I'm biased, but I feel we're victim of those more often than we benefit from them. So we never expect to get given anything here. We never expect it to be easy. Everything has to be earned, and we don't shy away from that.
Of course, that signals the end of what's been a really positive season on the whole.
I think so. I mean, listen, I don't know. It don't feel like it right now. It feels like a real disappointment, a massive missed opportunity. Feels like the big disappointment for me is I wasn't expecting it. I believed we'd overcome all of the challenges in the last few weeks. They started really on Easter Monday when we were meant to play York, and that game got postponed, and it was only 24 hours, but it had a big impact, that, because we were on such a good run at the time, winning game after game after game, and we felt we were going to win that game, and then that postponement of 24 hours led to it being 3 days between games that we hadn't had the opportunity to train. So we didn't maybe meet the levels that we were used to then, and then from then on, we just kept getting hit with body blows from all angles in terms of the shape pitch and having to move about and postponements and rescheduling games and what have you. And I felt we'd overcome all of that, and we were going to get our little bit of luck now, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. We take it on the chin, and we take some time now to assess what comes next.
As you say, sure, it'll be a chance for everyone to have a little bit of time off before the hard work starts again for next season.
Yeah, well, this is the problem. It's a disappointment. If we'd have, part of the hope with going up is that it makes it easier to re-engage some of the lads who are out of contract, which will become incredibly difficult now, because they'll have suitors from higher levels and they'll have suitors with lots more money than we can offer them. So, it makes the job of manager incredibly hard again, because we've got a whole lot of players we're going to have to, a whole lot of very, very good players. I think we're probably going to have to try and replace, which means unfortunately there is no time for rest, Luke. So yeah, but that's my problem.
Thank you.
Cheers.